guys, welcome to Joko Outdoors, and today we are going to be smoking brisket. Now this is USDA choice brisket. I didn't have a chance to get my hands on a prime brisket, but we'll settle for a choice. This is actually one of my first times smoking a full brisket and everything, so hopefully it'll turn out really good. But we're going to cut this thing open and start trimming, and then we'll season it up. We're going to use our Pit Boss Lone Star, let's see if you can see that, Lone Star brisket mix. It's a brisket rub, salt, pepper, and paprika. So we're going to put that on there. We're going to let this thing start out at 195 degrees. The grill's warming up right now to 195 degrees. We're going to hopefully put it on around 10 o'clock. We're gonna let this thing cook overnight, check it around 5, so we're gonna let it smoke for about 7 hours, and then we're gonna wrap this thing, we're gonna put it back on, let it smoke for another 5 to 6 hours. This is a 13-pound brisket, so I don't think we're gonna have to go a full 16 or 18 hours, but we are gonna have to get pretty close to 12 to 13 hours. So we're gonna try to take this thing off completely around 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. It is Saturday, the day before Easter, so this video might come up a couple of weeks after, but we're doing this for Easter, or well, we call it Resurrection Sunday because that's what it is to us, Resurrection Sunday. So we're gonna get this thing cut open and we're gonna start trimming this thing. If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment below, share our videos, and just let us know what you think about this. If you are a barbecue guru, if you can teach us something, we're not doing this for barbecue competition, we're just doing it for our backyard. So, the trim might not be perfect. I'm gonna get it as best as I can, but it might not be perfect. So we're going to try to get this thing best we can to, get it as flat as we can, get it put on the grill, and then we're gonna get this thing cooking. Hopefully it'll be turn out pretty good by tomorrow morning. All right, so let's get to this thing. Let's start trimming. All right, we're gonna cut this thing open. Now I've seen some people just take this fat part right here and cut that right open, which we could do that, but I'm gonna use the shears right here. We'll cut right at that end, and then I'm gonna turn it. I'm gonna cut right up through here. That easy. All right, I'm gonna get my gloves on. So we might be having some guests over tomorrow, so I am gonna use gloves for this one. Usually if I'm cooking for my family, I won't put any gloves on. But I'm gonna put some gloves on today, and it'll help keep my hands clean. So when we start putting this rub on there, let's get this one straightened out just a little bit. All right. So we're gonna take this out of the package. This thing is heavy. So what we're gonna do, you have two parts to the brisket. You have the flat right here, and then you have the point right here. The point is where all your burn ends come from. Usually that's where they all come from right there. The flat is, you'll see it's got two different grains right here. You'll see that it's got, the flat has the grain going this way, and the point has grain going this way, like this. And so you want to cut against the grain. So the point you're going to cut this way, the flat you're going to cut this way. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to cut off all this thick, heavy fat right here, because that stuff's not going to render out. We don't want to leave that on there because it's not going to render out. All right. So we're going to just take our knife. I've seen some people have these big old nice fancy curved knives to try to cut this stuff off. Look, I'm a backyard guy. I'm not a professional barbecuer. We're just doing this to show you guys how we do things, and it may not be the right way 100% of the time, but we're learning. All right. I'm not going to take all this silver skin off or anything. I might get that out, get that extra off. We got that grill heating up right now, so hopefully it'll reach 195 within a short few minutes. And a tip, learning this from cleaning deer many years of my life, if you let this brisket chill, this fat comes off a lot easier. Now this is very hard fat right here, so I don't want to take all of this fat out because I want to leave some in here between the flat and the point, so it helps you know, keep the flavoring in there, but I want to get a lot of this top layer hard fat out. All right, so we're just going to trim this up. And I'm sure there's some guys watching saying, oh, you got to trim it this way, you know. Again, we are not competition style. We're just backyard cookers. That's all we are. You can see this is a lot of fat right here. A lot of hard fat too. See, most of that's just fat. That's what most of that is. It's fat right there. I'm still gonna get some of this stuff off. Got some of this gray meat right here. I'm gonna try to take some of that gray meat off too. Now, you can save this meat and grind it up if you want to. There's nothing wrong with the meat, it's just where it's like package burn, where the package, whenever they seal the package up, the package ends up, you know, rubbing up against it and turns some of that meat brown, gray, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna take just a little bit more of this fat off right here. Now this meat right here, I might end up giving this to my dog. I won't use this for much of anything, you know, I mean, but I would give it to my dog. My dog would love that. Be some good ground dog meat if you make your own dog meat. You know, dog food, be good for that. Try to cut this, get a little bit more of this hard fat off. This hard fat's not going to render out. It's just, it's not going to do anything for the meat. And I am going to get some of this off right here. I don't think I'm going to have to trim this brisket a whole lot. Overall, this brisket's pretty nice. Now this is not a how to trim a brisket video, because again, I'm not a barbecue pit master guy. You know, I don't do competitions. I just enjoy cooking for my family in my backyard. This is a special event for us. Resurrection Sunday is an important day of the year for us. So, you know, we just want to share it with the world, share it with everybody. All right, let's see. Let me move this over a little bit. Now, if you make your own bacon, that hard fat's good for bacon fat to mix in with, or sausage, to mix in with your sausage and everything. All right. So if we flip this thing over, we're gonna see we've got this right there. So we're just gonna take some of that off. The flatter this thing is, the more evenly it's gonna cook. So, you know, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get this to the point where we can cut it evenly. And we've got a big thick spot over here. Over here is kind of thin, so this part right here is gonna cook a little bit right here. This part's gonna cook faster, so I wanna take some of this off. We're going to see how this turns out. So, it's not the best brisket in the world, and I'm probably going to get a lot of criticism about this trim, but you know, so far, my first time, big old thick piece of meat. And it's pretty flat. Now, that was a big hump right there. That thing was big. And I'm not feeding 5,000 people, even though Jesus could do it. All right, so now we're gonna open up our Lone Star. It's our Pit Boss Lone Star brisket rub. Now we're gonna do it country boy style. Just pop that bad boy open. See, that's how you do it in the country right there. You do it country boy style like that. All right, we'll put this lid back on there. I always pop the spoon side open because it spreads a lot better. So we're just gonna take this, and this just has garlic, paprika. I mean, not garlic, it's got salt, pepper, and paprika in it. We're just gonna kind of pat this in here. I'm not really gonna rub it, we're gonna pat it in here. You wanna make sure you get all the sides, edges, corners, everything. So we're going to turn this thing over like this. Now let's just go ahead and flip the whole thing. And I'm sure there will be more brisket videos coming, because the more of these I do, as time with anything else goes, the better you get. So I'm sure as time goes by, we will definitely get better. And I plan on doing a lot of these videos because I really love my pellet grill. So far I've been happy with it. We've got that Expert Commodore pellet grill. You can see a description in the link below. You can click on that. I've had a lot of people go buy that grill since we've put the first video up, and you can check in that upper right hand corner for a link to the video. And we might spill some on the table, on the island. we're gonna try to get this stuff put in. I'm a seasoning guy. Now, this is going to help create that bark, you know, between the salt and the pepper, and the smoke and the moisture. Creates a nice bark. We're gonna get up about 5 o'clock. I'm doing sunrise service, so we're gonna preach a sunrise service message. Jesus rose from the grave, and there's evidence of that. Make sure I get this point really good. This is where all your burn ends are, right here. Alright, we've got this thing nice and coated. Make sure I'm not missing a spot. Nice and coated, nice and coated. And this stuff smells good too. Alright. So then we're going to go out there. We're going to put this thing on the pellet grill. We're going to let it cook overnight till 5 o'clock. We're going to let it smoke. I'm also going to, I got a pellet tray that I'm also going to put in there to give it extra smoke. So it gives a little bit stronger smoke smell and everything. And then we're going to check it back at about 5 a.m. and see where it's at, wrap it up, and put it back on the grill. All right, so let's get out there to the grill. All right. All right, the brisket's been on the grill for about 7 hours. So, you know, we're gonna go out there, we're gonna take it off, we're gonna come in here, we're gonna wrap it up in the butcher paper, then we're gonna put it back on for probably about another 5. All right, so let me go out there, grab it, come back, and we'll try to wrap this thing, okay? All right, so we're just gonna take this thing, we're gonna lay it sideways like this, put it right in the middle of these two. Put it right about there. We're gonna wrap this thing, and we're going to go out there and put it back out on the grill. It's got a nice, good looking bark going on right now. So I'm excited about how this should turn out. All right, let's get this thing wrapped up. Just gonna take this butcher paper. We're gonna try to roll it right over the top. Back again, let's see if we can slide it up just a tad bit more. See if we can tuck it right up under. Hold it like this. Roll it. Like this. And we're going to roll it one more time so the fat stays down. Go. All right, we're gonna get this back out on the grill. We're gonna turn the grill up to about anywhere between 225 and 250. I'll let you guys know what we ended up doing. We're gonna turn it up to that, and we're going to let it smoke another 5 hours. And we're going to put a probe right in the middle right here. We want the internal temperature to get about 202 degrees, somewhere around that, maybe around 200 degrees. But we're going to do that, then we're going to come back and we're going to check it and see where it's at. In about 5 hours it should be finished or close to finished, and then we'll show you what the outcome is, okay? All right, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, let's go over here. We're gonna go over here to the grill. I think it's just about done cooking. We're setting right about 200 degrees internal temperature. See if you guys can see that. Yeah, it's roughly about 200 degrees internal temperature. But let's take a look at this. All that smoke Yeah, that's looking good. Now, I don't know if you guys can see my pellet box right there. The pellet box is supposed to help give it a little bit of extra smoke. So we're gonna take this off. We're gonna get it inside. We're gonna wrap it up in a towel, and then we're gonna set it inside a cooler for about an hour and let it rest. So we're gonna go ahead and start doing that, and then we'll check back with you in about an hour. All right? All right. Thanks. Okay, guys.
Do what?
All right, we have this here. We've got the brisket here. It's setting at about 200 degrees throughout every point. It's setting it out all throughout the point over here, all throughout the flat. So we're gonna wrap this up in a towel. We're gonna throw this right inside a cooler to help cool it down. I'm just gonna tuck that right in. I'm gonna wrap this other side over. Then we're gonna set this in there and we're gonna let it rest for an hour. That'll just help the juices settle down and everything. And then we're gonna see how this turned out. I'm really hoping this turned out really good, because this is, honestly, it's my first full brisket I've actually cooked on a smoker before. I've been wanting to do one of these for a long time, so I'm really hoping this turned out really good. So let's see what happens in about an hour. All right, we'll see you then. All right, guys, we're here.
Molested by his wife.
Yeah. All right, so we just took the brisket out of the cooler. I just unwrapped it. This thing, I think this is going to turn out really nice. We had to let this brisket cook for, I don't know, it took about 18 hours for it to cook. I let it cook overnight last night, as you guys saw earlier. And you know, it didn't finish at 11 o'clock like I'd hoped. The internal temperature was still off. So we let it cook. I turned the temp up to about 250 degrees. Between 250 and 260 is where it maintained. And it was finally done about 2 o'clock. So it cooked for about 18 hours, maybe 17, something like that. But it did cook a little bit longer than what I thought it was going to take. But that's okay. So we're going to unwrap this thing, then I'm going to slice it, and we're going to see how this thing turns out. But I think it's going to turn out pretty good, because it already looks like there's a bunch of juice inside here. Yeah, look at this stuff. Now don't be like me, you flip all that stuff over. Probably could have just cut it, but oh yes. Look at all of this juice. Yep, paper's just coming apart. It's so juicy in here. Let's just peel it out. Yeah, look at that bark, man, I'm telling you. Let me see if I can take this thing off. It's a little hot. I'm gonna have to get my gloves.
Where does this go?
In the trash. Pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it. Come on, it's hot. Alright, look at that brisket. I think that turned out pretty good. Look at all that. Yes. Alright, so we're going to try to get you guys in here a little bit closer. And we're going to slice this thing. I see we got the grain going this way, and then we got it going this way right here. So we want to slice against the grain. So we're gonna let's get up here a little bit closer while we slice this thing and see how well it turns out. All right. All right. So I'm gonna start right here, and we're just gonna slice this thing open. Cut that end off first. Man, look at that! Look at that! Look at that smoke ring right there. Oh yes. Oh yes. Nice and tender. I don't have one of them big old giant filleting knives. This thing's just falling apart. Probably could have taken it off a little bit sooner, but the internal temperature At 11 o'clock this morning, the internal temperature was only 170 degrees, and I didn't want to pull it off at that temp. I don't even have to do the pull test. I mean, I really don't. I don't even have to do the pull test. I mean, look how tender that is. Look at that. See how it tastes. Mmm. Look at that smoke ring. Smoke ring. Got a good bark to it. I don't think we done too bad first time cooking. Next time I might take it off just a little bit early so it's not falling apart like that. Well, it does get that little flop in it, but I'm gonna tell you, that's good eating right there.
Can't beat it.
Let's see what this tip looks like. This point. Yeah. Let's see. That's where your burn ends come off at right here. Oh yeah. Look at that. Then we can cut that up into chunks right there for your burn ends. Ken, turn that around and tell them what you think about it.
Man, that looks delicious.
Here, let's see what Ken thinks about it.
Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Let us see. Look how far. Look how easy that pulls apart. Now I don't know what Brian's talking about because I love my brisket like this. Oh man, that's delicious. And this is the parts. This is a part of the brisket that most people desire. And if you go to a barbecue joint, you better get there early because the burnt end's first thing to go. And the reason why is because the way the fat and the meat come together, and it's a little bit thicker, so most people want a little bit more rare meat. That's one of the reasons why they like these burnt ends. But man, the bark on this is delicious. The rub on here is outstanding. Man. I wish y'all had smell-o-vision because this thing smells awesome.
All right, so you heard it from the master chef of the family himself. He approves of it, so we're gonna say that it's good. We hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to go and subscribe, hit that notification bell, like it, share it, leave a comment below, tell us what you think. Maybe I'll learn something from somebody out there, but we appreciate you guys for watching. We love you guys, and remember, this is God's country.